Hello everyone. Thank you for joining us today for a different sort of webinar. Instead of alerting you to a new piece of employment legislation or interesting current topic, I'll instead be informing you of our newly updated HR knowledge base. So welcome everyone. Just to set expectations, this will be a shorter webinar slot than our usual 60-minute sessions, as I'm not imparting any HR practical tips or employment legislations updates. This is more of a techie one today. So let me just introduce myself. My name is Abby Ashford and I have worked for HR Solutions for many years now, and I was part of the original website that some of you may remember from the mid-90s that we had up until about 3 years ago. And then it changed to a knowledge-based portal in 2016 and now has been improved further. So I feel fully invested in being able to update you today. I'm joined by my colleague Ateen, who is here in the background. She will be monitoring and collating questions. And as this is more of a technical webinar today, please feel free to send any questions through. I'll ensure that all questions are answered by emailing you back this afternoon. For your information, we will be recording this session in case you need to drop off the webinar and watch at a later date, or one of your colleagues would like to watch at another point. Slides will also be made available on request afterwards. So without further ado, let's have a look at what has changed and why we felt the need to update our HR knowledge base, as some of you may have just got used to using the 2016 version. For your information, I have structured this webinar into the following short sections, taking you through the changes, what has improved, how it looks, how to navigate around, how to log on, and how to gain technical support if you need it. So why change? We pride ourselves in continually preparing for the latest employment change in practice, legislation, or case law. We respond to this by continually keeping our knowledge base updated, adding new pages of interest, and because of this have found that the original format with key topics now doesn't quite fit the bill. There are so many diverse HR topics of interest now, and so we have found increasingly with our current knowledge base that we are having to search for what we need instead of being able to go straight there from the homepage. Also, when we changed from a website to a knowledge base portal in 2016, we wanted to move away from our customers having to tailor their policies, letters, and contracts online via a HTML form. And this worked great, and feedback was excellent for the ability to simply download a document, usually in Word, and usually in order to immediately edit and tailor to how you wanted it. However, we also received feedback that the search facility, whilst powerful enough to locate what you needed, brought up guidance material rather than guidance and the different documents to download. So this meant that if you were, say, looking for advice on how to vary an employee's contract, you could easily find a changing contractual terms guidance page. But if you were looking specifically for the variation to contract letter, this wasn't immediately visible without going through the guidance page first. Therefore, we needed the ability to locate documents more easily. We have so many fantastic templates, and we didn't want people to struggle to find them. So down to detail, our two main improvements. Firstly, the search facility. With our updated knowledge base, if you are looking for a particular letter, contract, or policy, you can search for it, find it, download it without having to go through an article of guidance now, although the ability to do this remains. So if you have got used to that way, it's not a problem. You can search by article, by document, by category, or by event, and more on what those labels mean in a moment. In the example on the screen, the search was on offer, and 3 documents resulted: 2 offer letters and a redundancy alternative offer letter. The other improvement to help you locate what you need is that previously If you had found the relevant article of guidance and then clicked on our Related Documents tab, all of the documents that we had for you to download would have been displayed in a list. But unfortunately, we didn't have the ability to structure that list into a practical order. And by switching to a different provider, we are now able to do this and have coded our letters accordingly so that they are in process order, another feature to help you manage your people. The second improvement is our navigational improvements. The homepage now gives you direct access to articles, to documents, to bookable events, and our 6 main categories. The homepage top bar also has all of the search options. I'll show you these momentarily, but let me also inform you that you can also now click back at any point when looking through our content, and it will take you to the previous screen instead of throwing you back to the homepage regardless, which is an improvement I in particular love. I have some screenshots for you of the new look so that you can familiarise yourself quite easily with where everything is. The content is all the same. It is just in a better format, in our opinion. So we go from this, which you may have got used to a slightly different look. So that's our new homepage. I'll take you through each part of this homepage in a moment, and in readiness for this, please notice that you have a list of recent articles in the first column. They are from A to Z, but you can click on the arrow next to where it says name, and that will switch it from Z to A. There is also an article search box. And in the middle are our events, again from A to Z, which can be changed with the arrow there next to name. Or you can click on the event start header to sort it in date order so that you can see which are the latest ones. Our events include forthcoming webinars and seminars to book onto. On the right are our main 6 categories under the navigation header. Keeping you informed is hot topics and newsletters that we send through to you. Webinar Library is a bank of our recordings of our webinars to watch again. Compliance includes issues such as business ethics, for example, bribery, corporate social responsibility, employing young people, preventing tax evasion, that sort of thing. It also includes business protection, such as employment rights, contingency planning, and a link to our compliance audit. It also includes data protection with all of our GDPR material. It includes equality, diversity and inclusion, and health and safety, plus a non-employee section, for example, agency workers and volunteers. And then the final 3 categories there are based on the employee life cycle. So they take you through pre-employment, during employment, and the doom and gloom of ending employment. The rest of the options are on the black top bar. So obviously the first icon on the top bar is the home button. Click here to return to the home page at any point. By clicking on Contact Us, you can fill in an online form to ask us a question. Events takes you to a list of our upcoming events that you can click on to read a description of what they are and book onto if you wish to. Here's a screenshot on the screen at the moment of current events that we have lined up, for example. And then by clicking on categories along the top black bar there, you will also be able to select the most suitable option based on what you are looking to read guidance about. The 5th option along the top bar is Documents. And when you click on this, you will see all of our documents listed, and there are a lot of them. You can scroll along the page numbers on the bottom. You can click on the arrow next to name to change the A to Z sort, or you can use the search tool on the right. We have coded all of our documents now using the following structure: agreements, letters, forms, checklists, guidance, statements, contracts and policies. So all of our documents will start with that first initial code. As I said on a previous slide about improvements, this coding is also by category. So if it's a document about pay, the code will be PAY, for example, or absence would be ABS. You can see on the screen at the moment a snapshot of some of our letter templates. The first one being a dismissal letter, and you'll see the code is DIS. And beneath that, you can see our flexible working letter templates and the coding of FLX1 to FLX7. And that just shows you how we've numbered that particular process in order for you. Once you've downloaded a letter, it will have a cover page explaining the icons used throughout to help you edit the letter, keeping the text which legally must be there, and then being able to confidently delete options that are not mandatory if you want to, and to select out of the numerous options we've provided to tailor your document just how you need it. Here is an example within that same letter where the editing tool requires you to select one of two options to suit the situation you have. Finally, from the homepage top bar, there is the portal search. This searches both article and document, and you can see here that I've searched on probation by typing * probation in the portal search box. On the left, you can see that if I click on articles, I am given the option of selecting an article on managing the probationary period. And on the right, you can see that if I click on documents, I am given the option of selecting one of 4 letters to download in process order. So back to our homepage. I will just show you the new layout of our guidance articles. Previously, we had tabs with guidance, further information, legal considerations, related articles, and related documents. Picking an example of an article of disciplinary hearings, this is the change. So here are 3 screen grabs for the subject of disciplinary hearings, where the article on the left of your screen will give you the guidance, legal considerations, and further information all in one. So you simply scroll down. Then the document search in the middle of your screen at the moment will list all relevant documents to click on and download. The related articles on the right will take you straight to a relevant topic. So taking this example one stage further, you might have been reading our guidance on disciplinary hearings and realised we'd presented a webinar on how to do this right. In the related articles list, you can click on that webinar to watch it again. Hopefully, I have clearly described the improvements and how to navigate to what you need. I will just confirm the new sign-in process for you. You should have received an email invitation from us if you are already a knowledge base user. If you haven't, please email HR Portal. The invitation email asks you to click on the blue link shown in step 1 on this slide. This will take you to a first-time sign-in screen, and the invitation code will already be pre-filled in for you. You simply need to click on register. Please do not tick the box to say that you already have an existing account. Even if you had access to our previous knowledge base, this new invitation is created on a different system, a Microsoft system, and so your previous username and password will not be recognised by Microsoft in these circumstances. Step 3, your email address will have already been pulled through to the email box, and this is then your opportunity to select a username and password. This no longer requires your username to be an email address, although of course if you find this easiest to remember, you can use this detail if you want to. So just click on register. And the final step will be to check you're happy with the contact details we have for you. Complete only those details you need to here and you're done. You will then land on our new homepage. Once you've completed the initial invitation process, please bookmark our new knowledge base homepage as a favourite. Our new knowledge base URL is on the screen now. In future, when you open our knowledge base, you will click to sign in using the black and white box in the top right-hand corner of your screen. You can also get access to sign in from the Business HR Solutions or HR Knowledge Base tabs on our main website, www.hrsolutions-uk.com. So that's it. I hope you have found my walkthrough useful. We can provide these slides if you want to refer to them. Just email us, address on the screen. A recording of this webinar will also be on the homepage of our new knowledge base in the next couple of days. Any technical problems, also use these contact details and we'll resolve the matter as quickly as possible for you. Any questions about any of our services, then please do contact us at inquiries@hrsolutions-uk.com. That ends our tour around the new knowledge base. I really hope you like the changes. We worked really hard to improve it for the better and would welcome any feedback from you. Thank you so much for listening. I hope you have found this webinar useful and interesting, and perhaps for some it has shown the wealth of information you have access to that you didn't know was so expansive. As I said, I'll send slides to anyone who requests them and answer any of your questions directly. Thank you.